Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before I dive into today's episode, which is the entire cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tired of, quote, producer Kyle always getting her way and throwing temper tantrums? Is it over for Ms. Richards? So before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, it's a fun way to support the show, and I really appreciate it. So with that, let's dive right on in. So this is according to OK Magazine. It says the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is growing frustrated with Cal Richards, a source exclusively dished to OK, pointing out that the quote personal life issues Richards is going through in this season and the last, the source explained how some of the women are not holding back with what they say to her at this point. Her and Dorit Kemsley are going at it, and the other women are not holding back, a la Sutton Strack discussing infidelity, and Garcelle Beauvais' tongue-in-cheek remark telling Richards to be a lesbian if it makes her happy, the source dished. With rumors swirling for years about Richards' ex Mauricio Umansky being unfaithful, and fodder about her having more than a friendship with female country singer Morgan Wade, the insiders' affirmation examples are things that they feel some of the women may not have said in the past. The women are truly sick of her always acting like the queen bee and not being completely transparent, they claimed. Some of them definitely are attempting to take her down this season, however, she's a producer on the show. Due to her role as a producer, the story always tends to go her way, and she tends to typically get what she wants, regardless of that being unfair to any other cast members on the show. The source went on to share some of her castmates have gone as far as to call The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Kyle show due to things always swayed her way. Now, is Kyle really a producer on the show, like an accredited producer? I have to watch and Google and see, because I don't know if she is technically a producer. Now we know that she plays producer and she has since day one. But my issue with this is that I don't think that this is something that's new to this season. The ladies kind of having enough for her. Garcelle and Sutton have always been on Kyle's neck. Last season, the season before that, they sided with Kathy Hilton when the whole Kathy versus Kyle thing happened. Last season, Garcelle and Sutton were like, let's talk about your marriage. You're in denial. What's with the rings? What's with the tattoos? What's with the weight loss? They've been calling Kyle out. So I'm not sure that that's something new to this season. So I'm kind of confused on that part when it comes to this article. I think that the audience, yes, we've been tired of Kyle playing producer and Kyle being protected and all of that stuff. And that's been a problem not just on Beverly Hills, but that's been a problem on other franchises. We've seen it with Giselle and Robin, the Green Eyed Bandits on Potomac, and how that's kind of gotten scaled back. We've seen it with other franchises as well. The favorites kind of have cover. But I think that that's happening less and less as executives and as producers are made aware that we, the public, we're not stupid, we're not dumb. We know what's going on, and we want people to be held accountable, everyone to be held accountable, and everybody to share, and everybody to, have an honest and authentic story be told about them. So I think that the whole calling Kyle out this season and they're fed up with her, I don't know if I believe that so much. I think that they've been calling her out, and I think that they're finally catching up to the audience. I don't think that's something new for this season. What I think is new for this season is Kyle kind of, and honestly, like, not even new. The only thing that's actually new this season is that it's coming from Dorit. Other than that, to be honest with you, everything is pretty much status quo. Garcelle coming for her neck, Sutton coming from her neck, Erica being a ding-dong, yes person because she wants to keep her spot on the show. And Kyle just kind of being this sort of like mess. Kyle's kind of, to be honest with you, I don't think anybody really takes Kyle that seriously. She's a mess. She kind of, cries and denies and runs away and kind of has a temper tantrum. And, she does all that sort of weird stuff. She doesn't just sit there and have the hard conversation, or she doesn't really just come forward or anything like that. She kind of has her little temper tantrums. She gets up at the table and she runs away and she's crying and she gets all choked up and she's yelling at people. Kyle is Kyling and she's spiraling and she blames it on anxiety. We get it. And that's what she's doing this season too. You know? So I don't really know if any of those dynamics have changed. I think the biggest thing that has changed is the fact that Dorit has refound her voice because she needs to keep her diamond. Just like people are calling Kyle to task for, trying to be a producer, stir the pot, but not be transparent herself and get the sort of, favored edit, if you will. People were saying the same thing about Dorit. She was on the chopping block. You got to show up. You got to have a storyline, be interesting, give us something other than this like fake PTSD crap that nobody cares about. These alleged home invasions that people are side-eyeing, like give us something real and juicy. And I think Dorit knew she was on the chopping block. I think that, there's no secret about her and PK's, I'll just say alleged financial problems. I'm pretty sure she's the breadwinner with her Bravo check. So yeah, she's going to go balls to walls because she absolutely has to at this point. Also, because Kyle has gotten less favor with producers and executives and less cover because the audience has spoken and it is what it is and people are being held to account now. Being Kyle's yes person gives Dorit less cover now because we're onto it and nobody wants to watch it. Nobody wants Teddi Mellencamp 2.0. We don't want it. It's not interesting. Teddi was fired for a reason, right? So Dorit knew that kissing Kyle's butt and sort of just being the sort of mediocre person was no longer going to cut it for her to have a diamond on the show. So of course now she's going to go buck wild and tell Kyle everything she's always thought about her. So I'm not sure if this is something new. I'm not sure if this is something the entire cast feels about Kyle. I think the biggest new thing is that it's Dorit versus Kyle. But I think all of the women have kind of side-eyed Kyle and not taken her seriously. Kyle has always thrown temper tantrums. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that dynamic has kind of always been there, if that makes sense. Okay. Even her sister Kim felt like it when she was on the show, and why wouldn't she? The insider question. Kyle outed her for being an alcoholic on TV in a moment where Kyle was able to make herself look better / the victim. Who does that to a sister? Kyle does. The source pointed to another concrete example of Kyle's status in the housewives world, noting when the production company gave the women speakers as a holiday gift, the actress was giving a more premium present, a diamond necklace. She was bragging about it at Teddi Mellencamp's baby shower, the source alleged. Teddi's baby shower. So this was how long ago? Because Teddi Mellencamp's kids are at least 3, 4, and up. So this source is talking about something that happened 3 or 4 or 5 years ago? Okay, magazine. Okay. Ay. All right, let's just finish the article and then let me know what you guys think about this. Okay, so it says Kyle definitely has had her share of stuff in her closet for years, but again, with her being the producer, a lot of things tend to get buried or swayed, the insider concluded. As OK reported on January 14th, on the January 14th episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle got into a heated conversation when Sutton claimed infidelity played a part in her marriage with Mauricio. Garcelle, who was also present at the meal, called this the unspoken thing in a confessional. Kyle, for her part, has yet to confess to this during her marriage to the real estate broker. The pair have been separated since July of 2023 and have yet to move forward with a divorce. Now, that is true. I think it was one of maybe season 2 or 3, one of the very beginning seasons. This was a big reason why Kyle and Lisa had a beef in Brandi. There was a rumor going around that Mauricio was cheating on Kyle. It was in one of the magazines. And Brandi said that Lisa Vanderpump told her to bring the magazine with them on some trip to bring it up on the show. Lisa Vanderpump, of course, said, I didn't say that. Brandi's lying and stirring the pot. Whatever. So, and Kyle did not want that on the show, and obviously it did not air. We just know that this happened because of interviews and conversations they've had since the show. We also saw when Lisa Vanderpump said very jokingly, oh, this is the young lady that everyone says Mauricio's with, and she was talking about Portia, and Kyle lost her mind, and it was this tongue-in-cheek joke. So yeah, there's been that. But I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about this. I kind of feel like, again, I gotta look it up. Is Kyle a legitimate producer or she just plays one in her head? I need to figure that one out first. But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about the new dynamics of season 14 between the ladies? Are the dynamics new? Are they the same? And do you think that the cast is teaming up against Kyle? I personally think it's kind of business as usual. But I want to know what you guys think. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, I'll talk to you next time.